Welcome. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about the Oakley and the Ewing situation. To be honest, right at the start, I'm going to let you know that I'm growing tired of Oakley bashing and talking bad about Patrick Ewing. There were many statements made by Oakley on Ewing recently, and Oak is trying to put Patrick in the worst possible light. In this video, I'm going to compare both players so we can see how much better one was than the other, and I will react to some of the recent statements Oakley has made about Ewing, so keep watching. Just also note that there are no degrading statements coming from Ewing about Oakley. To me, that shows class. Also, if you like videos like this, remember to subscribe to the channel and like the video. It helps a lot, and many more videos like this are coming. Now let's dive into this and compare both players, Oakley and Ewing. Now, position-wise, Oakley was a true power forward. Tough, strong, rough rebounder, occasional scorer, but he never possessed the talent and scoring ability of Ewing. Not even half of it. I've heard people say he sacrificed his scoring to do the little things. What scoring? I've watched Oak for years. All he had is mid-range, almost at the 3 spot, spot-up jumper, and putbacks on the glass offensively. He could not create his own shot. He was very stiff with the ball. Have you ever seen him do anything else? Just to mention, I see Anthony Mason being way more versatile offensively than Oakley. He could bring up the ball full court, had a great dribble. Ewing, where do I start? One of the best centers in the NBA. Great rebounder, great scorer, very nice jumper, mid-range, etc. In the younger days, a very good ball handler for a center in those days. But now, I will get more into detail stats-wise. Here we go. Let's compare the two. Many people defending Oakley and his comments say that he was a great rebounder and sacrificed his scoring to do the little things. Well, to burst your bubble, if Oakley sacrificed his scoring to be a better rebounder, then you might be surprised that Ewing averages more rebounds per game than Oakley. And rebounding was Oakley's thing. Patrick Ewing's rebounding career stat is 9.8 rebounds per game. Oakley for his career averaged 9.5. You might say that Ewing played considerably more minutes per game than Oakley. That's why he leads in rebounding. Well, that's true, but it's not a big difference. Oakley played only 3 minutes per game less than Ewing did. And also Ewing was carrying the offensive load as well. Patrick Ewing was scoring over 20 points per game for his career and still had an average of more rebounds per game than Oakley did. Oakley didn't even average 10 points per game for his career. Think about that. Now let me bring up one of those statements Oakley made about the 1993 series against the Bulls. He said exactly this. Patrick, at the end of the game, he'd get double teamed, Oakley said via the post. He'd shoot fadeaways on double teams, and that hurt us as a team. We didn't make shots and played into their hands. With defense, they played a zone and built a wall. They knew Patrick wasn't going to pass out of the double team. Phil watched a lot of film. We watched a lot of film. But we were playing checkers, and they were playing chess. To be honest, he's repeating Kobe Bryant. And this. The Bulls had Michael and we had Patrick, Oakley said. It's like being Beyonce and going to see someone trying to be Beyonce. If Beyonce is in town, everyone's going to see Beyonce. If Michael and Patrick are in town, everyone's going to see Michael. They had the show, we tried to stop them, and we couldn't stop them. Well, on a personal note, Oakley's saying here that Michael Jordan was a better player than Patrick Ewing. Well, duh, Oak. And then this. Pat Riley never adjusted to the situation, Oakley said. At halftime, we did the same thing. They trapped us full court. We never did nothing like that to trap them and make them think about the game. And of course, if you're looking for someone to blame, you can't forget the refs. We should have beaten them, and we didn't beat them, Oakley said. The Bulls got a lot of calls. I tell that to Michael to this day. The league's best player will get all the calls when he needs to. But Michael made shots. Oakley seems to be blaming everyone except himself for the loss to the Bulls in that 1993 series, and the biggest blame goes to Ewing, as per Sir Charles Oakley, of course. Now let me tell you what Ewing and Oakley averaged for that series. In the 1993 playoff series against the Chicago Bulls that Oakley is blaming Patrick Ewing for, Ewing averaged 25.8 points per game compared to Oakley's 8.7. Oakley played about 33 minutes per game, while Ewing played 41.8. Oakley did not have an arsenal to score as much as Pat in any way. You might say Oakley was there to rebound and stuff, but why then he got outscored by Charles Smith, who played out of position at small forward, and Anthony Mason, who came in from the bench. Mason averaged 13.3 points, Smith 12.7. Like I said before, Charles Oakley 8.7. Oakley averaged a very nice 10.8 rebounds per game. Even though Ewing had to score almost 26 points in that series per game, he also out-rebounded Oakley and averaged 11.2 rebounds. After that, it gets even worse for Oak. If Oak was there to do the little things, Ewing outplayed him in every single category by a huge margin. Was much more dominant in defense, in assists as well, which means he created better for others, and beat Oak in steals as well and blocks. I repeat again, Patrick outplayed Oakley in every single category in that series. Oakley got outplayed by Charles Smith in 4 out of 6 of those categories. To blame mostly Patrick Ewing for the loss in that series is, as Stephen A. Smith would say,
That is blasphemous! That is blasphemous! How dare you? How dare you say such a thing?
Blasphemous. To be honest, Oakley seems like an old, disgruntled guy to me. He also said about Ewing that he was very tough to get along with, and everyone had to make him happy all the time. As I look at it now, it seems that Ewing is getting along with people just fine. But on the other hand, Oakley, not so much. Ewing has a nice job in Georgetown as a coach and is connected to the NBA by previous jobs as an assistant. He's good friends with his ex-teammates as well. There is no bitterness there. Oakley? Oh man, bitter as hell. Can't stop talking crap about others, not too close with his ex-teammates, and blames them for not standing up for him in the Madison Square Garden incident and in the battle between him and James Dolan. A conclusion I come to somewhat is that maybe these ex-teammates of his didn't stand up for him and support him because they know Oakley is an asshole. I'm not in any way defending James Dolan, who is, well, to put it lightly, very lightly, not handled many situations correctly. I'll leave it at that for now. I don't want to get banned from the Garden, you know? There's no way you can blame this loss in the 1993 playoffs on Ewing. He was the only true star on the Knicks. MJ had a better supporting player in Scottie Pippen, an all-star that averaged 22.5 points per game in that series. Ewing didn't really have that other go-to guy on the roster, not even close to what Pippen represented. New York guards didn't really contain Michael either. Not that it was even possible, but MJ averaged 32.2 points, 6.2 rebounds, and 7 assists a game. That's something else. My personal opinion about Oakley and some advice for him is this: shut the hell up, Oak. You could have done more yourself. Maybe you should look in the mirror. That's it. I hope there's no more statements coming from Charles Oakley, because this is getting ridiculous. Thank you guys. Again, subscribe, like the video. More is coming.